everyone, it's Alicia here from We to 3, back with another Trying to Conceive cycle update. In my last video, I told you guys that I was going to be doing a couple videos this week, and they kind of didn't happen. I was hoping to do one on my castor oil packs, and I did link below in my last video a good video to watch if you're interested in doing castor oil packs. This week I'm just going to basically talk about my experience with them as well as just my usual update. So let me get started with that. If you didn't watch last week's video, I have added doing castor oil packs to my Trying to Conceive regimen slash things that I've been trying to do to help me increase my fertility. If you're not familiar with what the concept of a castor oil pack is, you essentially soak a piece of flannel in castor oil, lay it across your belly, then you cover it with a piece of plastic and then a heating pack, and you let it sit for pretty much as long as you're comfortable. I mean, don't go crazy, but I usually do mine for about 20 minutes, 20 to 25 minutes, sometimes more depending on how I'm feeling. And you can do them anywhere between after your cycle is complete, so it has to be after Aunt Flo has visited and before you ovulate. So you only have like a short period of time in the month that you really can do them. I've been doing them every other day, which is what my fertility massage therapist recommended. So up until I ovulate, I do them every other day. So I've done Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then today is Sunday, so I have another one today. So basically, I'm just going to let you guys know how they've been going, things that I notice about them. I will say that I have started to notice some fertility signs for being in my fertile week, and it's cycle day for 13 today, and it will be 14 tomorrow when I post this. That's very early for me. Sometimes with PCOS, it can be false, so I'm not putting too much stock in it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the castor oil packs that I've been doing have an impact on when I ovulate. They're supposed to be really good for blood flow in your fertility region, in your reproductive area. So I'm hoping that the extra blood flow and the extra attention really does something. Castor oil packs are super messy, I will say that. I will say that the one tip I've learned, different from what I watched as far as a tutorial and what I recommended to you guys for a tutorial, is to have a second person there with you. The way I do it is I prep all the stuff myself. Like, I soak the castor oil and get the flannel all ready to go with the castor oil, and then I go wash my hands, and then I lay down, and then I have my husband put the castor oil pack on my stomach. And then because my hands are clean, I can saran wrap it and then put my heating pack over it. I noticed that helps not get the castor oil everywhere. Just a tip for you guys if you're interested in doing castor oil packs. Now that I've given you my update about castor oil, let me just go into my usual update, which if you guys have been following along, you know that I had an HSG ultrasound done this last Thursday. And in my last video, I was telling you how excited I was, and I'm just thrilled and super jazzed to be able to tell you guys that my HSG was fine. There was no blockages, no abnormalities or fibroids or anything in my uterus to be concerned about. It was perfect, so nonchalant, perfect that my husband couldn't even believe it when I told him it was fine. I don't know, not necessarily that I'd been building up there being something wrong in there, but it just is a really big sigh of relief to know that there's nothing wrong with the actual reproductive system in my body, that it's on my ovaries instead of on anywhere in the tubes or the plumbing, if you will. I will say that I think that my personal account of how it went as far as the pain level and the uncomfortability, I really want to let you guys know, don't take my opinion as a barometer for how much it will hurt. I think that would be a poor decision, because I think I have an unusually high pain tolerance. For example, when I was 12, no. When I was 8, I broke my wrist and proceeded to play and clean up my toys and go about my day for the next 12 hours. And only at 3 in the morning was I oh, that hurts so bad that I can't sleep anymore. I have a weird pain tolerance. Okay, so when I tell you that I thought the HSG was not painful, please don't put so much stock in it. It's different for everyone. It's not going to be the same every time. My personal experience was that there was pressure and there was like some uncomfortable like tugging, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't necessarily like the most comfortable position I've ever been in, but I would not call it painful. That's not how I would necessarily classify any of it. I would say that it was no worse than any of my cycle day ones as far as like cramping goes. I thought it was fine. I brought my mom along to drive me home, and it was probably super unnecessary. I did not need really assistance. I only took like the ibuprofen that they recommend beforehand, so I don't really think it was that. I don't know. I thought it was fine. I didn't even think it was anything to bat an eye at. But like I said, don't use my opinion as the end-all be-all. I think I'm just weird. But yeah, my HSG was perfect. I feel really great about it. And the HSG tech, the radiologist, was super nice. And she was really funny. She was like, so you guys are going to try this month, right? And I was like, yes, oh yeah, like we're ready, like we're going to try a lot this month. And she was like, good, because people who have an HSG tend to get pregnant the month they have it, and they tend not to be miscarriages. She was saying that like the HSG ultrasound, which is basically what I've heard from everyone else, just has this effect usually that people get pregnant really easily right after it, and that the pregnancies that they end up having right after them tend not to be miscarriages. Somehow, like, something about what the HSG does just flushes your system or sets up a good environment. No one knows, but yeah, I'm super sky high hopeful for this month, just because everything so far, like in the last month or so, has gone so great for us, and I feel like the next great thing to happen is a pregnancy. Like, it has to be the next great thing that happens, because everything else has been going really good. So like I said earlier, I am on cycle day 13 of my 13th cycle, so that's kind of a fun coincidence. I have started taking OPKs. I took one on Friday and then Saturday, and then I haven't taken my one for today yet. On Friday, it was just an open circle on like my Clear Blue Advanced, which means that's like not your fertile week, like nothing's coming up or anything. And there was barely a line on the Wanfo ones that I use also. And then yesterday, my line got a little darker on the Wanfos and on my Clear Blue Digital, and I got a flashing smiley face on the Clear Blue Digital, which means that your fertile week is coming up, like your fertile window, which I don't know if it was a fluke of the Clear Blue Digital or not, but cycle day 13 is really early for me to get a flashing smiley. I may end up with like a week of flashing smileys. We'll find out. Overall, I'm just kind of waiting to see. If today's is also flashing and it also continues to get darker, I think that will be a better indicator that I am getting close to ovulating. If it doesn't do that and it just goes back to an open circle, I will just kind of write off yesterday as a fluke and know that I'm not getting very close. Otherwise, I'm just continuing with like what I've been doing as far as my vitamins and my routines. Nothing else has really changed. My fertility massage therapist, I did see her last week, and she said, not necessarily that everything was a little looser, but she just said that I did a really good job of withstanding like the pressure that she puts on things when she's doing her massage therapy on your abdomen. Like I said before, it is super painful. It is not my favorite treatment in the world, but she did say that she went a little bit like extra hard and like did some extra work on my abdomen this last week, because I am getting my HSG this cycle, and she was like, I just really want to make sure we do everything we can, because this is such a good cycle to be trying. So she put extra pressure on it, and like I said, if it ends up that I ovulate a little early, I think that there's a few things that could contribute to that. I think it could be the Castor Oil Packs. It could definitely be the fertility massage. I don't know that the HSG would really have an effect, but it could, and that could be part of it too. So yeah, I'm basically in the waiting game still, just to ovulate. We're just kind of chugging along, waiting for that. Hopefully this month I don't ovulate very late, because I am going to be out of town on the like 26th of this month for a bachelorette party, and it would really suck to ovulate late and be gone for like the cycle, for ovulating during the cycle that I got an HSG. So that's my biggest thing, is like really wanting to make sure that just absolutely does not happen. I know there's not a lot I can do to control it besides like what I'm already doing, so just fingers crossed and prayers that I am going to ovulate in a time that's actually going to work for my husband and I to try. Like I said earlier, my hopes for this cycle are just, I'm trying not to let them run away, because I think that builds up a lot of disappointment. I'm pretty good myself about handling disappointment and just being like, okay, on to the next cycle. But this is a big one for us. If I end up not ovulating regularly, we probably will move to Clomid. If I ovulate regularly this cycle, I'm not sure we will make that move, but it'll be really hard not to make the move, just because now it will have been almost 6 months that I've been with my naturopath. Well, it's kind of an exaggeration. It's almost 4 or 5 by the time we hit July. And that's still like enough for me to be like, oh, come on, like I really want to be pregnant already. But I again know that there's a lot of women out there that have been trying way longer than I have. Anyway, I have a lot of hopes for this cycle. I really feel good about it. I feel like, come on, I've done everything for this cycle. And so we're just kind of in a wait and see game. Hopefully you guys got a lot out of this one though. Please let me know if you try Castor Oil Packs. Seriously, it feels amazing. Not only do I feel it like, it's like acupuncture in that I can feel my blood circulation moving there, and I really highly recommend it. I think it's a good routine to get into before ovulation, for a period of time where you just focus on yourself, to relax, to like just like rein it in, like center your brain. If for no other reason than that allows you the time to do that, you should be doing them. Also, castor oil is one of the cheaper like purchases that I've made for my fertility, and so before going to like the really like intense stuff, just give it a try. Like it's super inexpensive. Like the setup is, you can even do like a hot water bottle instead of a heating pad if you don't have one. There's just a lot of things that you can do with Castor Oil Packs that are so much less like expensive than other fertility treatments. I will catch you guys next week. Please let me know down below in the comments if you have been doing Castor Oil Packs. Please also let me know if you have any stories or anecdotes of women who've gotten pregnant during the cycle that they got their HSG. I'm really trying to stay in a positive, like happy mindset about that. So I do want to just hear all the stories about people who get pregnant their HSG ultrasound cycles. So I will see you guys next week, like I said. And I love your faces. Thank you so much for all the positive comments and liking the videos, giving it a thumbs up if you liked it. Let me know down below if you also have any suggestions or things you want to see about our trying to conceive journey, things that maybe I haven't shared or things that you're interested in, questions. I will try to answer them next video if you put them down there. Bye guys!